going on, everybody? This is John, my channel, Elite Gamers United. I want to say it's been a roller coaster of a week, but today we are finally here to talk about Jet Grind Radio. And before I do that, I have a ton of shout-outs that I got to get out of the way. Okay, here they go. George Solano, Alonzo Corrales, Eric Ars, Ron Jasinski, Crystal Najiri, Pixel Gamer Girls, Felman the Ultimate Gambler, I can't read my writing, YEK82, Andrew N, Eric L, John C, Sean G, Vinny C, Neutral JSP, Bree, Little Ryan and his little brother, and Liam at GameStop. Thank you all. I hope you enjoy. So, let us go back and talk about the Dreamcast Classic, Jet Grind Radio. Does it still hold up? Does it play well? What's the deal with this game? Okay, so I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Starting with the visuals, Jet Grind Radio, the style, all unique, all of its own. The cell shading was touted as the first of its kind, nothing like it. It was a living comic book, a living animation come to life. The game looks very nice. It runs smooth. Neo Tokyo, whatever you want to call it, is very well put together. It definitely showcases what the Dreamcast and what good art design can do for a game. I think the cell shading style since then has been done to death. It still looks good, but let's figure out a new style. You know, I mean, we've seen it. It was hot back in the day, but you know, now it's sort of a semi-dime a dozen. I think the frame rate runs nice and smooth, except when you get real close to a puddle, to dust plumes and like skidding. The effects are cool. That when you're grinding on the rails, the sparks. All in all, the characters are well designed. The outfits, the gear, the graffiti is really cool looking. I mean, I'm not a graffiti artist, but I'll tell you, I think the graffiti art in this game is awesome. And you can create your own graffiti art, which is pretty cool too. So if you got the patience and the time, I'm sure you can whip up something really cool and just as good as what's in the game. Sound, music, okay. Very unique, eclectic soundtrack. It is very Jet Grind Radio. It's that you're not gonna hear any like mainstream tunes here. It's all like underground, electronica, like maybe J-pop, hip-hop. I have no idea what to call it, but it's definitely interesting on the ears. It's got some very catchy tunes. The environments, hearing the cars, the horns, the grinding on the rails, it all sounds very nice. It's not a bad sounding game, it's a very good sounding game actually. I think that the highlight is the soundtrack. I don't know if some of these songs were created just for the game, but I can tell you this, I never heard one single tune on this game before playing the game. So it definitely has a soundtrack that can. It's not for everybody. Believe me, I'm sure some people would rather have their own music than what's in the game. But again, it's got that quirkiness. It's got that old school Sega vibe to it of what made Sega games so great back in the day. Especially something like this that was doing something totally new at the time. And I want to get to the gameplay. Okay, here's where, yeah, alright. Is it a bad game? It wasn't a bad game. It's still not a bad game. It controls absolutely awful. Now, back in the day, we didn't know any better. We didn't have the twin stick setup. This game requires so much precision to catch a rail and to grind. The tricks, it's sort of a one button, one trick deal. It's almost automated in a way. The hardest part is really, it's controlling your character and maintaining control. Jumping, knowing where you're going to land, knowing how high you're going to jump, knowing if you are going to get that rail or miss it. The game is about fluidity, and the fluidity is there, but I don't remember it being this difficult. I really don't. Me and my buddy Carl, we recorded this gameplay. We could barely get past the few training and the few earliest missions. We're like, what the hell? This thing, I don't remember being this difficult. The graffiti is semi-automatic. You hit the button as soon as you pass the spot. The QuickTime diagonal and directional prompts come up. You do it, pending you don't get shot, smashed, or beaten with a riot stick by the cops. And you tag the area and move on. It is a semi-open world game. You do get to choose what area you go to next. You will unlock other characters. You will unlock other graffitis, other styles, other outfits. But, and the detective, the inspector who's after you, let's be real. In this day and age, there's one reason why this game wouldn't fly, and that's because the cop is using his gun to stop kids vandalizing. He is outright trying to murder them. So, all the SJWs out there, they would be on this game like flies on shit. I assure you of that. But, again, the gameplay, I don't remember it being this cumbersome. It used to play so smooth, but then again, we had nothing to really compare it to. I will say, the Xbox outing, Jet Grind Radio or Jet Set Radio Future, definitely smoothed it out. But this game was near impossible to get back into, and I'll tell you, the frustration factor was up there. Me and my buddy, like, oh, we lived with each other, our jaws hit the floor. Like, do you remember being like this? He's like, nah, I remember being so much fun and so much easier to pull everything off. And I used to play this game like it was like a natural. Now, I'm like a fish out of water here. What are we doing here? But at the end of the day, it's not a terrible game. It's one of those games that, like, not that time forgot it, but that it stayed back where it was most relevant. If this game were made today, of course, well, there wouldn't be any police. The graffiti wouldn't be graffiti. You wouldn't be vandalizing anything. You couldn't make this game in this day and age. That's just my opinion on that. I want to say though, I think it's fun. It is an interesting game. It is a Dreamcast classic. However, this game is screaming for an HD remaster with modern controls. I think the controls are its biggest hitch. The controls stayed back in the year 2000, 2001, whatever, 2000. But the gameplay is still, it's a fresh and original type of game. There's really nothing else like it other than sequel. And I'm sure if we sat patiently enough with it, we could enjoy this game just as much as we did back when it came out. This was a game that made Dreamcast owners proud to have a Dreamcast, and you know what? I'm still proud to own this game, and I still enjoy it. I guess I really do have to sink the time back into it to reacquiesce myself with the controls and with the pixel precise grinding required to get from rail to rail and move around and navigate with ease. Other than that, it's a very cheap game. It's probably on a couple of compilations. I wouldn't doubt it, but I do think this game is overdue for a modern day rehauling. Now, let me make myself clear. That does not mean change the theme of the game. That does not mean take the police out. That does not mean take out the nightsticks and the guns. Just leave it the way it is. Sharpen the graphics. Give the soundtrack a re-overhaul and, clean it up in a good way. And just make the gameplay, just give us regular, modern-day, sensible controls. And I think Jet Grind Radio could have a revival. I really do. And then follow it up with Future. So, at the end of the day, I can't say this game it's not a bad game, because it wasn't a bad game. It's just a game that didn't age in the control department the way some games do. I mean, it's like picking up Mario on NES. You're never going to forget how to play Super Mario Brothers. This game, I forgot how to play this game. And it took a little while to even get semi-decent at pulling off the tricks and the grinds. That's the only hurdle here. Otherwise, Jet Grind Radio, you are still a Dreamcast classic. You are still a Sega classic. And I do hope you get brought back into the modern day, but free from the hands of the social justice warriors and those that would love to undo all the good you've done. I'm John. This is my channel, Elite Gamers United. I'll be back in a couple days. I have a couple other, one more Sega game I want to review on the original Xbox. It is not the sequel to this one. And then we'll just go from there. Anyway, I'm John. This is my channel. Hope you all enjoy, and thank you guys for all sticking there with me. It's been a tough week. Everybody's been there for me. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. I love you. Have a good night.